So we're going to start though with a little bit of breathing and some lightweight lifting. I suggest 2 to 3 pound weights. Five would be maybe the highest I would suggest for this workout today. You don't have to have weights. You can use something that is heavy in each hand if you prefer, or no weights at all. Okay. So ultimately, listen to your body. I'll be offering modifications, and I just hope that you have fun. So let's take a moment to connect to our breath. I'm going to start my timer here. I watch the time the whole time for us, so you don't have to think about it. And I'm going to back up here and just give yourself a moment to notice your breath. And as you're noticing your breath, bring yourself into the space around you. I did forget to mention to have some water nearby. It is a good idea to have sips of water and stay hydrated as we work out today. So, as you bring your awareness to your breath, maybe you start to notice sounds around you. Maybe you're not alone. Maybe you have pets or people around you. And so you're aware of what you hear. And that's okay. You don't have to drown it out or force it to go away. I can still hear the lawnmower in the background. But while this might be going on around us, we can begin to bring ourselves into a place of stillness, more of an internal quiet. And so, beginning at this baseline, this level one, we start to notice how deeply we can breathe. And can you take a nice full deep breath in, feeling comfortable? And then can you breathe all the way out? And just take your time letting all of that breath go. And notice as you inhale, maybe you can create some space in your body, maybe a sense of lightness, maybe become a little bit taller. And then as you exhale, just really connecting to the weight of your body, the presence of your breath. And maybe you begin to notice how you can activate the core and whether or not you can necessarily feel it. You can bring your awareness to this area of the core, the center of the body. And imagine as you're breathing in, you're blowing into a balloon. You can just get bigger and brighter and lighter, rounder, taking up more space. And then as you exhale, bringing your awareness to that center point within. We have just about 30 more seconds here. I invite you just to continue to explore the rhythm of your own breath. And if you have a tendency to sigh the breath out, and sometimes we're instructed to breathe out through the mouth, today I invite you to see what happens if you breathe out more through the nose rather than through the mouth. Inhaling deeply, breathing in as deeply as you can. Exhaling through the nose, breathing all the way out completely, squeezing that breath out. Now, in your next breath in, I invite you to tense and squeeze. Maybe squeeze your hands into a fist, lift your shoulders in. When you're ready, and just let all of that tension go. And again, inhale. All of us will be able to tense at our own personal degree. So just squeezing, tightening in towards the center line of your body. And breathing out through your nose, just practicing pressing that air completely out of your lungs, out through the nose, activating the core a little bit more. Do that 2 more times. Take your time breathing in. If it's available to you to press down into your feet, you can press down into the ground. You can press down into your seat with your fists. And exhale through the nose. Let that tension go. And one more time at your own pace, breathing all the way in. And maybe this time at the top of your breath, if you're comfortable, hold that breath for just a moment. Maybe count to 2 or 3. And then breathe out through your nose and let all of that breath go. And if your palms are facing up, turn your palms to face down. And this time, as you inhale, let your nose draw a line upward. And then as you exhale, just drawing a line downward with your nose. Just moving within your range of motion, inhaling, eyes and nose point up. And exhale through the nose, connect to the core, squeeze that breath out as you gaze down. And two more times, just like that. Inhale and exhale. This time, as you inhale, slide your fingertips back, your elbows back behind you, eyes and heart lift. And as you exhale, slide your fingers toward your knees, let your nose look down. So just building upon this movement in your own way, inhaling, looking up, and exhaling, looking down. And one more time here. Inhale and exhale. And return to a neutral spine. And then just moving through one side of the body, begin to circle a shoulder around. And y'all, I forgot to turn off the stove, so keep circling. I will be right back. It'd be really sad. I'm making curry broccoli soup, and I don't want to boil the broccoli to death. Keep circling. About 5 more seconds on this side. And then maybe switch to the other side or stay on the same side. Doesn't have to be a circle. It can be up, down. It can just be moving it all around. Just getting some circulation into this area. Becoming aware of how much can you move? How little do you want to move today? What do you sense? And then see if you can go back and forth if that is available to you. And you can bring your elbows into it too. So this isn't, a real specific kind of move. You can just sort of let it be organic. So we've got these elbow joints and these wrist joints, these finger joints, right? So just kind of start to play with how do these joints move in space? And can you reach up? Can you reach out? Maybe down. When we make these kind of weird sort of organic movements, we start to get into other areas of the body that are sometimes difficult to get into. All right, so enough of that. Let's just come back to center now and bring our elbows in towards the waist. I'm going to take one hand and reach forward and squeeze, and the other hand reach forward and squeeze. And now your squeeze might be different than my squeeze. So releasing as you reach forward, maybe wiggle the fingers a little bit, and then draw that hand back in. Reach forward, little wiggle, and return. Reach forward and reach forward. And now maybe both sides reaching. And then maybe circle the wrist while you're out there and come back. Circle the wrist, circle the wrist. Last one. Good. Now a little more linear, so elbows in, palms facing each other. And whatever is comfortable for your hands here. Your fingers can be wide, they can be relaxed, they can be in a fist. And we're just opening and closing like you're opening a really big book. Your elbows aren't really drifting away from the body much, just the forearms and hands. And take another breath. Good. Now can you take this movement and go a little bit faster? I'm going to start to warm up the body now with a little bit faster, quicker motions. It's almost like you have some cymbals, crashing those cymbals together. Maybe it gets bigger, so the elbows start to widen out. It's almost like you can hear that crash as you bring the hands towards each other. And then if it's available to you, you can add in some marching. Now it's like we're in a marching band. Good. And now we're going to take this movement and start to go front and backwards. And it can be alternating sides with the arms or maybe same side. Right. And I'm just demonstrating what is possible, and each one of us is going to pick what is possible for you. So you can be here, you can move one side, you can alternate sides. Okay. So we're going to go for just another 20 seconds here and see if you can just take whatever it is that you are doing and go just a little bit faster. We're not going to our target rate right now. So maybe if you are at a 3, you're going to just notch it up to a 4. If you're at a 2, notch it up to a 3. Good. And 3, 2, 1. All right. So now we're going to do a little punch forward. And this is a full forward punch here. And the hand can be in a fist, doesn't have to be. You can let the fingers just go, be relaxed. And there's just sort of a bit of a twisting motion. Now, you might be closer to the body right here. And if so, you can go a little bit faster. So it becomes less of a punch action and more of just sort of, again, that twisting, kind of moving organically with what you can do today. All right. So now we are going to juggle. So take your palms upward. It's like you have two balls, one in each hand. You're tossing those balls upward. One ball, maybe you've got a tennis ball, or what else do they juggle? They juggle those bowling pins. Maybe you're tossing a bowling pin up in the air. Right? So getting creative here. What would it be like to juggle a bowling ball versus a ping pong ball? What might that look like? Right? So if you're catching something heavy, you might be a little bit slower. If you're catching something light, it might be a little bit quicker, right? All right, so now we're going to climb a rope. You have a rope hanging right here in front of you. We're going to start to climb up this rope, pulling ourselves upward. At any time, if it's an option for you, you can add in the legs. Some other options might be if you're able to lean back a little bit. That might kick in the core a little bit more. You might feel it a little bit more. You might feel a little out of balance, challenging our balance. One side only, reaching up and down. Okay, we've got about 20 more seconds to go. And the hands don't have to open and close. Fingertips can be just kind of relaxed here. They're almost like you're clawing, like you have paws. Cat paws, climbing up the tree. All right. Might be feeling warm. Kind of check in with yourself now. Let's bring our arms down by our sides. Take a breath. And we're just going to lean over to one side. It's like you're going to try to pick something up off the ground and sit right back up and just stay on one side. And we're not going for a big stretch here, so we're going to keep moving. We don't want to stop and stay and stretch. We just want to keep moving through our range of motion to one side. And the head might come along for the ride. If you feel like you need to hold on, you don't have to go as far as I am. You can hold on to the side of your chair or hold on to the leg. Okay, we're going to come back to center. You can switch sides if that is an option. This is more of a dynamic stretch. You'll maybe notice some stretching happening in parts of the body, but we don't want to hold it for a static stretch. We want to keep it moving, wake up those muscles, get the blood flowing into that area. All right, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Now it's time to row the boat. So we have some different ways we can row our boat, forward and back, going in the same direction. Can also cross over the body. It's like you're making a figure 8 in front of your belly, in front of your chest. Right, one side only, making a figure 8, one side only, rowing forward and back. And you can reverse that circle, right? So these are all just some options. Kind of play with what works for you here. We're going to come back to this many times. So this is kind of our practice round to determine what we want to do today. All right, we got 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now maybe you're feeling a little bit warmer. Check in with yourself. Have a sip of water if you have some water around. All right, and so now if you are choosing to use weights today, you can take your weights in your hands and we'll begin with our rotator cuff exercise. So elbows in, palms face up. We're going to open and close like we're opening up that book. Okay. Again, I'm just going to demonstrate different options. One side. Good. Now, when we're about halfway through, we've got about 5 more seconds till we're there. We're going to have a minute for each exercise. Maybe you want to turn your palms to face in. So if they were facing up, turn your palms to face in. And again, both arms at the same time, one arm. Right. And we're not trying to go for speed here. So with weights, light weights, we can do several repetitions within a minute, but we don't want to try to go for speed. Okay, so next, elbows in. We're going to lift and lower the elbow just to the side, no higher than the shoulder. So maybe it stops halfway before it gets to the shoulder. That's okay too, right? Both at the same time, one at a time. And we're halfway there, so 30 seconds to go. You can alternate side to side is another option. Okay, we've got about 15 seconds to go. Y'all are looking great. Hanging in there. Last one. Give it a squeeze. Bring our arms down. Hands are low. We're going to lift and lower to shoulder height in front of the body. Good. Moving at a speed that feels right to you. When we're working with weights, we build heat in a different kind of way. So you might start to notice your heart rate going up a little faster. We're about halfway through now. And see if you can maintain just a slow, steady breathing pattern. Remembering those exhales help you connect to the core, keep you grounded and stable. Good. Last one. Okay, so arms down by our sides. Now we have a bicep curl. I'm going to show one arm at a time. You can lift and lower the hand, bending at the elbow. Palm can face up. Good. You can also do both at the same time if that is an option for you. Good. We're a little more than halfway. 15 more seconds to go. So you can kind of mix it up. Go at your own pace. You can go slower. Good. All right, that's it. So now we've got triceps. So triceps, we have a few options. You can press down into your chair, pressing down like you're picking yourself out of your chair. You can also lean the body forward if that's an option for you, and you're pressing that hand back behind you. If it's safe for you to lift the weight over your head, you can lift and lower the weight here. Okay, so we're halfway through. I'm going to keep showing some options here. Leaning a little bit forward, keeping that upper arm bone back helps you get that tricep. You can see from the side here. And then, of course, pressing down. Also, if you're close to the back of your chair, you can press your elbows straight back into your seat. Okay, so that's triceps. So now we have a quick rest. We got about 15 seconds. So in this quick little rest, check in with yourself. You can stretch, you can have a sip of water, check in with your breath and your level of exertion. Where might you be right now? And then we're going to begin again. So elbows facing upward, open and close. And so remembering to do what feels right for you and making choices according to, the moment. What you did last time may not be the same as what you want to do or choose to do or able to do today. Or even with each round, it might be different. Okay, so we're about halfway through, just cycling through some options. Our palms are still facing upward. We have about 10 more seconds. All right. Elbows in now. Going to lift and lower the elbow. So the arm is bent. However, you have the option to straighten the arm out. The longer the lever, the more challenging it's going to be. So if this feels right for you, then you can continue along this path here. Anytime you need to bend that elbow again, bend the elbow. All right, we've got 30 seconds to go. Check in with your breath. Let your breath be smooth. Amazing, y'all. Looking so strong today. All right, 5 more seconds. Almost there. Last one. Okay, and to your deltoid. So now we're going to lift and lower in front of the body. Another little secret is if you lift and hold before you release, that might be a little more challenging. So sometimes going slower increases the intensity. Good. When we take the momentum out of it, then our muscles need to work a little harder. All right, so we're about halfway there, a little beyond halfway. And more seconds. One. All right, so now biceps. This time, let's keep the palm facing in. So rather than rotating and turning the palm upward, just keep the palm facing in as you lift and lower. I call these hammer curls. Again, if you play with the tempo, you can lift and slow down the release. You might feel that with a little more intensity. We're about halfway through. we've got 15 more seconds to go. 5 more seconds. All right, that's it. Next, we have our triceps. So remembering your options, you can begin. Have a full minute. I'll try to tell you when we are halfway through. And again, picking what works best for you. Right? You can lean forward and kick that hand back. Good. And we are halfway there. Remembering you can press down into your seat. You can press your elbows back into your seat. Good. Almost there. Got about 15 more seconds to go. Two more seconds. Last one. Excellent. Okay, so quick rest. Maybe you'd like to have a quick sip or a stretch. Notice your breath. And here we go. When you're ready, we're going to turn the palms facing in this time. Opening and closing. Try to minimize the movement of the elbow. Good. And again, don't have to move both sides at the same time. And we are halfway there. Good. Make sure you're breathing. Check in. Using your exhale to help you stabilize. All right. Next, we have our lateral deltoids. So remembering your options, elbow bent or arms straight. And you always have the option to rest. Good. We're halfway there. 30 seconds. Y'all are doing great. 15 seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Good. Now anterior deltoid. So lifting and lowering to shoulder height or lower. You just want to try not to let the hand drift any higher than the shoulder. The slower you go, perhaps the more challenging it might be. Good. And we are halfway through. Good. 20 more seconds. I'm feeling the heat. I don't know about y'all. Getting a little warm in here. 5 more seconds. 2 and 1. Good. Now, biceps. Now, if you want to kind of mix it up, you could do a traditional bicep curl, turning the palm to face up, and then a hammer curl, and alternate between the two, or pick one that works best for you. Good. We're halfway there. Right, 15 more seconds. Five, four, three, two, one. All right, triceps. So pick the triceps exercise that works best for you. Right now, I'm pressing down on my seat, lifting up. If it's available for you to reach up and over your head, you can do overhead triceps, single arm or both arms. Another option might be leaning forward and kicking those hands behind you. We're halfway there. I don't know if I mentioned, but this is our last round of weightlifting. We've got just 15 more seconds. Good. 10 more seconds. All right, that is it. We are done with our weights. All right, so next comes our HIIT, our high intensity interval training. We've got a quick rest. We've got about just 5 more seconds. And so what we're going to do here is start moving our bodies, moving faster, being more random. We're going to start with a little bit of a run. You can run, you can ski, right? Adding in the feet or not adding in the feet. Ultimately, what matters is that you're getting the body moving, okay? And so we have a full minute for each exercise, but we're going to be moving at our highest intensity for about 40. And we'll have 20 seconds to bring that intensity down and have a little rest. Okay, so you're going to keep on moving. Got 10 more seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay. So quick break, you can shake it out. If you want to keep moving, then we want to bring that intensity down a little bit. So keep on moving if you want to keep moving. Just slow it down a little bit. All right, 5 more seconds. And our next exercise, we're going to reach up and reach down. So either one hand or both hands, reaching up, down. So your highest high, your lowest low. And for everybody, it's going to be a little different. Good. So I may have frozen there. I'm not sure. I just got the little signal that my internet is a little unstable. I'm just going to keep on moving. We've got about 10 more seconds to go, so maybe you want to speed it up. Can you increase the intensity just a little bit more before we slow it down? Good. All right, so maybe slow it down. Maybe start to just come back to a little bit of a walk or a jog. You can come down to a complete rest. We've got 4 more seconds before we start moving again. And here we go. Now we are playing the drums. So palms facing down. You've got bongo drums all around you, and they're all different heights. Maybe one's really tall, maybe one's really low. You've got some beside you, in front of you, above you. Maybe they're hanging down from the ceiling. Right. So start to play with those drums all around, palms facing out, and maybe go a little bit faster for 6 more seconds. Good. Keep on going. And now we'll rest. Okay. So again, during that rest, you want to check in with yourself, remembering our chart. Where might you be at this moment? What kind of face might you be making? Can you breathe? Can you carry on a conversation? All right, this time we're going to reach and pull. So reaching forward and pulling back. You can add in a little squeeze release in the hands if that is available for you. Add in the feet if that's available for you. And then whatever it is you are doing, see if you can go just a little bit faster for the next 10 seconds. Good. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. All right. Moment, check in. You can stretch and move around. Go for a little walk, have a sip of water. Right. So if you choose to move, just slow it down into a nice, easy walk. All right, now we're going to catch some flies. Okay, so we've gone for this walk and now we're noticing there are butterflies all around. We're catching these butterflies carefully. We don't want to hurt them, so we're not squeezing them. We're just kind of drawing them in to our big net all around you. Good. The more random you can be, the more the body needs to adapt. Your core is working for you. Your heart rate begins to increase. Got 5 more seconds. Keep it moving. Good. All right. Take a moment. Rest. You can have a sip of water. Take a moment to breathe. You want to keep moving. Come back to that light walking. Okay, we've got 3 seconds and we're going to have speed punches. So rather than a full extension, we're going to be right here in front of the chest. It's almost like you're making circles around the fists with each hand or one hand right here, right? Okay, and then going for that speed, keeping the elbows lifted. So if they kind of want to drop down, if it's possible to lift them a little higher, see what happens to that level of intensity. Maybe you can shift your weight a little forward and a little bit back. And that also is going to kick in some intensity. All right. And now we are back to our rest. You can let that go. Got 10 more seconds. And now remember that rope. We're going to climb that rope. Reaching up, pulling down. And you can increase that intensity right away. Pulling down, adding in some marching, some running, some jogging. All right, everybody. So this is our new cat. He moved in with us. We did not invite him. I mean, I did feed him, but he was homeless. He doesn't have a name, so maybe y'all can help me name him. He figured out how to come in the cat door, so he just started coming in the cat door and playing with cat toys and sleeping on the bed. So this is him. All right, so here we are. We're going to take a quick break, check in. I've never gotten a cat that way. It's kind of cute. He's a little feral. All right, so next up we are going to crisscross pull. So remember our reach and pull, we're going to add a crisscross now. So crisscrossing in front of the heart and pulling back. Good. I'm trying not to bust out laughing. All right, we've got about 10 more seconds. Your hands can be in a fist or not, so find what's comfortable. Got 3 more seconds. And rest. Good. All right, shake it out. So we have about 5 more seconds. Now, this is a little different. We're going to punch up and out, up and out. Now it can be both arms or one arm, right? And just again, our highest high doesn't have to be straight, and then directly in front. You can have your hands just open and relaxed or fist. Good. All right. 6 more seconds. And rest. Good. Maybe shake it out. Any of those warm ups that we do, stretches that we do in the beginning, you can always add those into our little transition periods. We've got 3 seconds and we're going to come back to playing the drums or dribbling balls, right? So maybe you've got 2 basketballs now, bouncing those basketballs, or you have one big basketball, or you're back to playing those drums. Palms are facing down. You want to get the body moving all around your center here. Whatever is available, shifting, leaning, maybe above you, maybe out beside you. And 10 more seconds. And keep it moving. If it's available to add in the feet, the knees, you can add that in as well. And 3 more seconds. And rest. Good. All right, check in. Have a sip of water. Stay hydrated. Okay. Next, we're going to reach up and down, but it's a bit of a diagonal. So it's like over the shoulder and across the opposite hip. I'm tapping in between. Good. And now switching sides or staying on the same side. 5 more seconds. Last one. Good. And then you can come back to whatever you want to come back to. A jog, a run, skiing, rowing, but slower, calmer. Take a moment to check in. And 5 seconds, we're going to row the boat. So remembering how you like to row your boat. Each one of us is going to be a little different. So row your boat your way. We're all in the lake together. We might be all sort of rowing around in circles around each other. Be a lot of fun. Good. Keep it moving. Again, you can lean forward and back. If rowing across the body doesn't work for you today, remember you can row your boat this way. And you've got 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Excellent. Okay. Goes by quickly. Check in. Got 10 more seconds. All right, so it's time for a little speed punching. So back to here, right in front of the chest. Good. You can add in the feet or not. You can add a lean forward or back or not. All right, so just some options. Maybe you can lean forward and back and kind of teeter-totter or stay right here, grounded and stable. Good. We've got 10 more seconds. 2 and 1. All right. So we got 10 more seconds to rest. And now we are going to reach up and down right here at the center, up and down. Up and down. You're high, you're low. Both arms or one arm. Oh my goodness, 15 more seconds. You got this. Hang in there. You might be feeling your level of intensity increasing now at this point, maybe higher than it was a few minutes ago, right? So 3 more seconds to go here. And that's it. Good. All right. So maybe you want to keep moving a little bit here. Just bring it down to a little lower intensity. See if you can slow down the breath. And now we're going to come back to butterflies, catching those butterflies all around you. Maybe you're catching bubbles, maybe rose petals. And of course, we talk about catching money. Now, is it coins? Maybe dropping down pretty quick. Or is it $100 bills? Good. All right, so 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, check in if there's anything that wants to be stretched and give it a moment. All right, we're going to row the boat again when you're ready. Start your rowboats. And this might be our last rowboat. So give it a good gusto here. Maybe moving faster. About 20 more seconds to go. Y'all are doing great. If you're having fun, tell your face. Good. 5 more seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Good. Doing great, y'all. So you get a little break. I'm just going to stretch out my neck and shoulders a little bit. We've got 10 more seconds. Next, we're going to climb that rope. You can get in position, get ready, and here we go. For a little variety, maybe you're a cat climbing the curtain. Thank goodness no cats are climbing my curtains today. And that would just change the direction of the palm. Your hand might face forward instead of in. Just notice what that does for your intensity. Just change it. Does it feel easier, more challenging, or is it the same? Good. 3, 2, 1. And rest. Excellent. Okay, maybe shake it out. We've got about 10 seconds. For our final round, we're going to go for a full minute. For that minute, it can be a run. Maybe you want to row. Maybe you want to catch flies or play the drums. Doesn't matter to me. For a full minute, you're going to do what you want to do. Okay? So maybe you're catching flies. Maybe you're rowing the boat. Maybe you're playing the drums. Maybe you're running or rowing or climbing. Okay, so keeping the body in motion, increasing that intensity level, giving it one last hurrah. Good. Keeping it moving. It can be random. You don't have to stick to one thing. Just keep yourself moving. Keep breathing. Twenty more seconds. So all this time we've been resting. Now we're going to keep going through this final 20 seconds, increasing that intensity. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. So check in. Gonna let everything move around any way it wants to. And then when you feel ready, you bring yourself into your center, becoming a little more still, palms facing the ground, facing your legs. And then as you inhale, slide your elbows back behind you, let your eyes look up. And as you exhale, slide your finger towards your knees, looking down. And just a few more here. Inhaling, heart and eyes lift. And exhaling, reversing. And come back to center and maybe give yourself a hug, stretching out the arms, the shoulders. Bring your arms down to your sides. Let one shoulder roll around and then the other shoulder. And just another 10 seconds to move and stretch anything that wants to be moved and stretched. And then when you feel ready, allow yourself to return to your center, return to stillness. Maybe turning your palms to face upward. Notice your breath and see if you can begin to deepen your breath, inhaling maybe to a count of 4. Exhaling through the nose to a count of 4. And bringing your intensity level back down, maybe a 2 or a 1. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a lot of fun. I did. And if you think of a name for my mystery cat, let me know. Thanks for coming.